There's Carrie. You know the movie by Stephen King? Carrie?
Well,
wasn't a dude.
Anyways.
What, you want pig blood? Don't get that guy on the show. Are you kidding me?
Okay, we're live.
Are we live? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's only Dean LeBay, so I'm not worried.
I put my shoe in my mouth last day. Tuesday. Beck?
Yeah. I don't think I put my shoe in any mouth. I'm good. I'm a shoeless mouth.
You're a
It isn't so, Joe. Yeah.
Anyways, so first of all, we have to always say welcome to Late Night Restaurant Show.
Yes.
Hi, Dean.
Hi, Dean. Welcome. Hi, Dean. We hope you're still watching. You like it?
Actually, we've shifted from I'm sorry to hi, Dean.
What?
Hi, Dean.
Oh, hi, Dean. Well, it's good it's important to have good hygiene.
Anyways,
we got good hygiene classes tonight because Dominic's not here and he's all about hygiene.
So I'm gonna say we had a guest booked. Unfortunately, they cannot make it. I'm not gonna get upset like I have when this has happened because it's only happened.
Freak out, man.
I'm not gonna freak out and lose my mind and all these things. I'm just gonna go. You know what? We hope all the best to you, and I hope everything goes well.
But in the restaurant biz, if it's a no call, no show, there's something that usually happens.
The show goes on.
Yeah.
Like Freddie said, the show must go on.
Like Freddie's custard?
No, Freddie Mercury.
Oh, because my next one was Kruger. I was just totally lost. Like, the show must go on. Right?
The show must go on.
Okay, the show must go on.
What I've been dying to do, Beck, is a couple of things.
You want to interview me?
Well, I thought we could have a general conversation as much as I'd love to interview you. But
all we do is bits. Can people who do bits 24/7 have a conversation?
Is that a bit?
I think we're doing a bit right now. See?
Anyways, I do want to talk about what's going on in the industry, right?
Yeah, because let's talk industry.
You live in the tech space, the media space. I'm in the coaching outer space. True. And I can't find you on my screen. I don't know, where'd you go there? And I thought it'd be really cool to talk about, like, because I've been really noticing some things, and I was thinking about you today in a call with one of the restaurants I coach, and we were having a conversation, and it was really good too. It was a long one, and it was really good in the sense.
Never.
No. You're in for it when you get on.
There are no 15-minute meeting wedges on his calendar booking tool.
No. It's like I get a phone.
Are you kidding?
It's like when you get like your social media, how long you've been on social media thing every week. Yeah. I get that. How long you've been on the phone every week. No, I want to talk about this because maybe you can shed some light, as they say, on this.
With the swing.
So let's do the intro. Like we're doing a normal show.
Do you want me to give an intro? Welcome to the Late Night Show. I know what you mean. Am I making a gesture?
The video.
I know where you go.
But we Silky Smooth thought. I think he's got his brother there and stuff. So we'll
I think they got a double date. Yeah. I think Dominic and his boy brother Joe are out there.
I know what they're doing right though. They're having a tickle fight.
You know what? I bet they are.
There you go.
Either that or in the garage doing karate. I would be doing that with my brother Joe. I'd be doing karate in the garage.
So Dom, we'll let you have your tickle fight tonight and your karate in the garage.
There you go.
We'll be back talking shop.
There we go.
Here we go.
Welcome back to WNBC.
Do you know, I'm actually excited to talk to you about this because I do need some clarity. Maybe the word is not clarity, but it's more.
Sure you're talking to the right guy.
Well, yeah. I
think Let's see.
It's going to hear here.
This could be like a game show. People could tune in and go, does he have the answer or not?
It's better. Just let me change my headphones.
It's like you're a DJ now.
I like sometimes when I can hear my back.
Yeah.
It's like a rock.
When it scratches against your chair or what?
I hear you.
I like having headphones on because now I start playing with my voice and all of a sudden they go DJ voice and it gets very gravelly. This is the part of the show, folks, where Jay fiddles around for 5 minutes
No.
Well, I fill airspace that I normally do with the guest, but the guest is not here, so I will do some close-up magic.
No, we're not doing magic. So I do want to talk to you about this because I find it very interesting. And
all right,
everyone else, welcome everyone on LinkedIn.
good evening. I don't even know I turned mine
There's a
on.
lot of weird thing going on in LinkedIn, just so you know, lately.
Tell me about it. What's the word on the street?
The word on the street is I think LinkedIn is really worried about AI and the stuff that's being created over
Yeah,
there.
I thought you were going to say LinkedIn's worried about Substack.
Well, I was going to say I think LinkedIn doesn't
Ooh.
like Substack either because
Yeah.
every time I put the word Substack in a post about Substack,
Yeah.
it doesn't do well.
See, what you do is you make a graphic of Substack, and it won't detect it. It's a big FU to the sniffer.
I did.
Yeah.
I think the sniffer doesn't like Substack because every time I post about it, my Substack channel, it goes, and it just doesn't like. And I've tried hiding the word Substack in the logo. And
Well, you know, this right here would be a really interesting talk track on a regular basis, just jamming on the tools of the trade, the things that we use, the various systems that, like, whether it's technology for restaurants specifically, or
so much we
what
can
did you
talk
have in
about.
mind?
Well, I want to talk about tech because it is an area right now that I think you're an expert in. I hope you're an expert in because I believe you are.
You know what? I wouldn't. I think like you say a scale of 1 to 10.
What's going on? You know what's going on.
I'm in the know. All right.
You're in the know. You're in the know.
Hold on. So I'm going to define something really quick. So somebody said this to me not too long ago, and I thought it was an interesting observation that there is tech savvy and there's tech dependent. Which are you?
Ooh.
All right. So let's define tech savvy.
Define it first before I answer.
Tech savvy. I can make some shit. I can go in without anything. I can code some stuff up. I can troubleshoot a motherboard down to component level. I can do basic electronics and circuit testing. I could assemble something. I wouldn't even say building a modern computer just as a kit is even tech savvy. That is a puzzle. It's not hard. You put this in this slot, you put that in that slot, you plug this in that, and you turn it on. It whirs to life. The only thing that would miss is if you forgot to plug something in. There is no genius to that, right? So tech savvy is a creator, right? The rest of the world is tech dependent.
Oh, okay. I get it. Ooh, can you be both? Can you kind of?
Yeah, I guess so, because you can be a consumer and a dealer.
Yeah, like you can tap back and forth.
Oh yeah, I mean we're all on the dopamine hit of apps and other things, and there's a lot of tech dependency. I mean, I think we've strayed off the subject, but I do think it's interesting. You know, when you say expert, my version of expert is, you know, the guy that wrote the algorithm, the guy that really.
Well, yeah. And I think when I think of you, I can say
I'm an industry expert of sorts on the industry and business and sales specifically, right?
You know what's going on.
Yeah. So I just shot myself in the foot. Nobody has to listen to what comes next.
That's exactly. Don't believe anything the next.
None of this is good. It's all garbage, but it's the best garbage. It's huge garbage. You're gonna love my garbage. I have.
So that shit doesn't work well on LinkedIn either. Just so you know.
Does it? Well, I'm not being political. I'm just being funny. I have no views about anybody. I just understand the human condition of people, and that's a person I see regularly.
How to destroy a LinkedIn channel.
Well, let's talk religion first, really quick. How about those Christians?
Exactly. Let's get into religion. That's perfect. Religion.
I just want to go a trifecta. Okay, so we got religion, politics. What's the nail of doom? Give me the nail of doom.
What's your take on abortion?
Oh, let's go.
No. There's the coffin killer.
Yes. And their numbers tanked, everybody. Or our numbers spiked. Right? We hate them. Watch them. We hate them so much. Right.
Dean just died. He just saw that.
He just, no, I'm going to get the toupee and run away.
Anyways, I want to talk about tech because I do want to talk about it within the industry, the hospitality industry and food service. And I've been told I can't use those two words together, but I am. So anyways, I do. Sorry, I think Dean is actually listening.
So, Dean.
We love Dean.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I want to talk about this because here's what's happening right now. So, I'm working with all these restaurants. I get to work with them every day, and I'm grateful. I actually love working with
I
them.
would love to see you in the wild. I have not done this yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
Oh,
we, so
very
anyways,
impressive.
one thing that's coming up right now, and it's actually in most of the discussions, because sometimes I bring show and tell in, and it's usually a person. Is I'll do a show and tell with my, I call them coachees. Is my people. I'll bring in a show and tell, and lately, it has probably happened in the last couple months. Let's say 2 months.
Okay.
It is felt, and this is what they're also feeling, is that tech is really messy right now within the industry. It
Give
is
me an example.
confusing. Like, what is it? Is it going to be AI? Should I be looking at AI? Is it like there seems like there's a new AI company that popping up every day.
Hmm. Okay.
We saw voice, AI voice systems come in, and now there was one, now there's 20. Like it
Yep.
is just growing at incredible speed. So the operators right now are sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. They feel confused. That's why I say it's messy in a sense, is in a sense that most of the conversations now are they're even deviating away from those topics. Like we're not even getting into those topics. As let's say 6 months ago, even a year ago, it was probably the number one topic. Now it's like boot. And then we're shifting over more to the marketing space, which I do.
Yeah.
That's my expertise. Is more the marketing space, more social media, more foot traffic, more cash flow, all those different things. We're focusing more on that area now, a little bit on the business, but it used to be tech. Now we're going to substitute that for more labor now. But the tech, which I find I have to agree with them, it feels a little bit chaos. Now, is that
I
wrong?
think I think it's always been chaos. If something is new and you're not at the center where it's flowing from and it starts to crash on your shores, it's going to be frothy and messy. And it's funny that we learned a little bit this year when Chad and I started, traveling as Ink Tank. The first stop we made was just by coincidence of the trade show season. We went to CES, right?
Mhm.
A consumer entertainment show, arguably one of the biggest events of its kind in the world in Vegas. And that's where that's the fountainhead of where all the stuff starts kind of bubbling up for
Yeah.
what we're going to see, right? And that's where all the cool stuff is. And then maybe a year, 2 years later, or maybe even the same year, you start seeing there's a little bit of trickle over to retail first. And so when we went to the National Retail Federation show in New York, there were some hints of what was there. And I guarantee next year when we go to that same show, we'll see more of what we saw at CES, different kinds of robots and things like that.
Yeah,
It starts
yeah.
moving. And then what we found out then after that, and people kind of confirmed, is that it seems that hospitality, restaurants in particular, are more on the edge of that. And so it goes CES essentially to retail and then to hospitality.
Okay.
Retail leans into
Yeah,
technology a lot faster, right?
yeah. Food is a little bit of the other way. Food typically goes food service then retail,
Mhm.
but I can see
You
how
know,
this goes.
technology flows from
Yeah,
consumer goods into the rest of the spaces. It seems. I mean, there's innovation in the space, obviously, but it typically spawns off of some other invention somewhere else that they build on top of. Right.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, it's noisy out there. And another thing that we learned, guys, if
Yeah,
you're listening, this is a really good tip. This is a really good tip. So you're going to see a lot of AI tools out there, and I made some mistakes right away, and I go, wow, this is really cheap. I'm just going to buy the year. And guess what? There's a much better one that came along next month, and the month after is even a better one. And so right now, technology is progressing at a geometric rate, just is exploding outward, right? So if you're going to invest in any of the things like this, the basic tools that you see around on the internet, that whether it's art or things that make images or
Hold your breath.
different AI products, don't get the year. Just do the
So,
monthly because I promise something better will be around almost in
no,
two
but
months.
that's good advice, Beck. But that's
Yeah.
good advice. It's funny
Yeah.
you say that because I was just doing that with what's the thing that records your meetings?
Are you talking
Fire,
about fireflies?
Fireflies. Yes. So I was just actually going to buy Firefly, and it said monthly and yearly because I needed
Yeah.
a video. It was from one of my
I
sessions.
mean, I like fireflies a lot.
I do too, but it said monthly or yearly, and I'm like, I'll just go monthly because, like you said, in a year, someone's going to come out with something
Or it's going
else.
to nest inside of one of the products you're already using because they're going to try to figure out how to keep the money in the building, right? So if I have a tool like HubSpot and I have another tool out there that's doing some AI function that's probably should be native to this, I guarantee they're working on that
Yeah.
because the more they keep it house, the less revenue leaves, right? And then there's the other thing that I'm sure every single restaurant you work with and every restaurant I know, there's a form of SaaS fatigue happening.
Yeah.
Right. So SaaS fatigue is the accumulation of different software subscriptions that in total almost exceed the ROI that you're looking for in the first place.
Well, it's interesting to
Right.
say that because that was in a discussion yesterday we had with a group. We did a coaching session, or not a coaching session, a summit yesterday with David
What's the
Hopkins
difference?
and um, one-on-one group.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so the summits are group.
I told you I'm
It's
not an
great.
expert. Oh, yeah.
So the summits are a group session, but we had David Hopkins in there, and he was doing a lot of the basic stuff. And it was one of those things that was very important to go through, but it's stuff that we did 20 years ago. Same
Hmm.
stuff. Actually, a lot of the slides he used were 17 years old,
Yeah.
and it's not. It's still fundamental, and
Well,
I
at the
think
end
a
of the
lot.
day, it's the same stuff.
It's the
Like,
same
like,
stuff.
like I tell salespeople that the same thing too. Is like before we had any of this stuff, we sold just fine.
And we did.
We sold just fine. It was different work. We had to work harder, hustle a little bit more. We had to search out people, but there are other barriers that they have now that are making it more complex.
Yeah.
And it's almost like law of diminishing returns. It's like inflation. Like we just got more, but it's just kind of the same stuff, right? Restaurants
It's
still serve food. They just add a lot more things.
it's interesting by that. Here's also my theory on that back because I think that's so interesting. And I take this with the most respect of the industry. I think we have gotten less knowledgeable into the industry as operators. Now, I say this because I work with a lot,
Yeah.
and it's not their fault. And this is the part I always tell them is I don't like I'm not here to blame or say you're
Are you
wrong
attributing
or
that
anything
to
else.
churn?
Sorry?
Are you attributing that knowledge gap to churn and high
Yeah.
turnover because of that
Well,
transfer and that kind of
yeah,
apprenticeship thing is
I
lacking?
yeah, I think the generational things I think is very limited. You don't see that too often. And the
Yeah.
many people we've had on the show over the years, a couple of years now, is you don't see that. You don't even see that. Oh yeah, I was, the odd one you'll see, like, yeah, my dad owned the restaurant before and now I do it and this and that. You
Yeah.
don't see that too often. You see a lot of people going, yeah, we, bought in or I started a restaurant and don't really have that runway or that track, that path to the knowledge that comes from that experience. You don't see that a lot. Now, 20 years ago, when I started, working with restaurants, you would see that as a typical thing. Like it was like every person that was our age was like, yeah, dad gave me the restaurant or I got to run it now and learn about this stuff. But I know this much because I was 5 when I started.
Right.
That you don't see anymore. I don't run into that very often. Now, the other thing, because you got like entrepreneurs, young, starting restaurant groups, or
Yeah.
a restaurant group that's young and they start and they buy a whole bunch and they bring on a couple expert CEOs or whatever the case is. But you don't see that level of knowledge that we saw 20 years ago. And that knowledge means more of experience based. It's not because people are dumber. They're smarter, and I
Are you
think that
sure?
well, I think they're smarter in a way, but not necessarily business smarter. Because
Because I
here's the
got dumber
crazy
over the years, right? I used to know phone numbers. I don't. I used to know how to use a map. I don't. Right.
I get
Uh,
dumber every day.
yeah.
Trust
I
me,
used
you
to.
heard
Yeah.
what I said on the show.
Yeah.
But so here's the thing. Here's what I say. It's really interesting because, and this is the shit that I listen to in my head. So I think that we've gotten worse in a case of really in the business sense of the industry. And this is more for independent operators. Franchises you see, I think, escalating a lot more. So the independent operators are getting more challenges thrown at them from cost factors to, like you said, the noise on the tech side. Social media is also a big noisy thing right now. And we're running into that gap is actually a lot big. I thought that gap would have been closed by now. On understanding the tools or the resources or the systems or the algorithms, even to the how do I post or what should I post. Holy smokeroo. Where I feel even we went further back in that space. So as the industry progresses forward, we have these people popping up. and necessarily the industry almost felt like it's running past them, right? Like we've run past a lot of these operators. And then you throw AI and everything else, it freaks them out even more that they're like, whoa. So you see this when you work with a lot of these groups or even have them on there, they're having to go back to a lot of the basics, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But for like looking back on how I work with groups and things like this, we are starting at stuff that I was doing 20 years ago. I thought we would have been past that by now. I honestly, and it's nothing wrong with it. I'm just blown away. It's kind of cool in a way. But it's also in a way where I see where the industry is headed. It is going to get more challenging.
Let me ask you that. Where's it headed? What do you see?
It's going to get
look 5 years. Look 5 years into your future. Well, tell me.
It's a great question because I asked myself that yesterday actually. Where are we going to be in 5 years?
Yeah,
it is. I really, because here what we were saying. Let's go back even further. 10 years ago, we were going to say it's going to be franchise palooza. Everything's going to be a franchise, and everything's going to be those big brick and mortar franchise restaurant models. Everything's.
Are we marching toward Demolition Man, where everything is Taco Bell TM?
No, but that's what we thought.
Yeah,
COVID reset that. We got into buying local, supporting the industry, and then for Canada, with what's happening with the trade relations with the United States and what's happening up here, this buy local thing is on hyper speed. It's growing. It's fast.
I bet Terroir is blowing up. How you doing, ladies? If you're watching,
but it is huge. So we see this growth of supporting local. So and we had this discussion today, and even in a session. So where I see us headed in the next 5 years is I do see this supporting local as more and more people are looking for more of that authentic, and as the big franchises like the Taco Bells or the Taco Times, the McDonald's and stuff try to play the authentic card.
Yeah,
man, I find them very hard to do that.
I'll add another layer onto that.
They're trying so hard. Like you watch it, it's like, it's painful. And they're trying the authentic card within their marketing or their branding, where it's just like, holy, like, just give it up. You are who you are, and we love you for who you are. Don't try to be an independent. Because what was
I see a return to Victory Gardens.
Okay.
No, for real. So if you don't know the term, so World War II, everybody in America, most families started growing their own garden at home.
Yes. No, but that's
a Victory Garden.
I remember. Yeah, I've heard that before.
And in the face of inflation, in the face of fast food no longer being an affordable option to a lot of people, I believe that those that have land to grow stuff on or will find things at home. Like in my living room right now, I got 2 vertical hydroponic gardens that grow kale and all kinds of food for my wife.
Well, so we'll get into that in a second because that's brilliant, by the way. Because I do agree 100% with you on that. Yeah. I'll give you $1 billion idea there too. I'll give everyone $1 billion.
He's going to put it on the board. He's going to write it up there, folks. His golden idea. Get the circle today, everybody.
Get the circle today. Get the star today.
The square. Yeah, this restaurant guy, Jay Ashton. All right, go ahead.
So, anyways, but I do see in the 5 years, independent operators actually getting, if they can get the tech, they can get the social, they get the branding, the marketing under control and understanding those levers. A lot of them get it. Like most people are like, oh yeah, like they're so close. Most of them, some are hitting it, some are so close, and some we got to work on, and that's fine. So I do think the independent operators in the restaurant models will continue in 5 years and become very, very strong because they're going to be authentic. They're going to be real. They're going to be able to do clean menus. I think clean menus are going to come out more. Clean decks of your ingredients are going to be more important than ever. I think you're going to see that divide. I think you're going to also see this restaurant is more AI based, where AI influenced, maybe AI menus, AI ran, robotics. That's fine. That's for what that is. And that's probably going to fall in the QSR model. And then I think for more of the independent casual dining, even fine dining, you're going to have that separation, which is fine. We're okay. We don't go to QSRs
I think that there's another part here too, though, Jay. I think the idea right now, you're right. Right now, it's separate. AI is over here, but I believe that in 5 years, it's homogenized, and it's pretty much just in everything.
Yeah,
you're not going to go, Oh, I have an AI thing. Everything's have AI in it. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't anybody that delivers any kind of thing that's electronic that has a that needs to regulate, observe, or interact with the world? Why wouldn't it have some form of intelligence that would augment what it does? Right.
I think it's gonna be hard to separate them in the future. Like I think it will be, but
it's already in our word processing. It's already in everything that we're starting to use.
The only thing that
we're going to go, it has AI. Like no shit, everything has AI.
The only thing I agree. There's someone that said this. Enough if it was Simon Sinek, maybe Gary V. I can't remember. It was one of the shows I was listening to recently.
Yeah, it was Gary Sinek.
It was Gary Sinek. He's a great guy. Is that
or Simon V? Both of these are amazing.
Simon V sounds better.
That's like his Gangster After Dark.
The one thing, and I don't know if I read this or listened to this, but the problem with AI, here's the one problem, and I have to agree with this.
Are you gonna be like my drunk uncle? You know, your problem is AI.
No.
I'm gonna tell you.
No. Here's the one thing that I find maybe it's more fascinating.
Okay.
We are not going to have mistakes because AI.
Oh yes, we are.
I know, but
it'll be big.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
No, these things freaking hallucinate, dude. So I'll tell you. So a friend of mine, Anthony Presley, over at Time Forge and CBS, right? He's a CE guy over there, and he was invited on a podcast. And I don't know the name of it, and it's probably good I don't. But he went on this podcast, and innocently enough, they did their research. And so they had this document, and they were ready for him. Like they had all these stellar questions, and none of them were fucking him. None of them. Like, yeah, you're in video game theory. And, no, I wasn't. And then you did this. No, I didn't. And then you went to no.
It's kind of the way we do ours.
It was a complete hallucination.
Oh, no way. Seriously?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, see, no, but here's what the thing is that we are going to, though, strive for perfection. Right? In the sense, when we write an email, people are putting it into chat's writing, blah, blah, blah. And yes, it may have the context wrong or whatever the case is, but we are not going to get the surprises that come from, or the wows, or the, what do we call them? I forget how I rephrase them with restaurants, but
fingers.
Well, it's just those wow things we get from a mistake. Mixing this and this together, we never did that.
These things are going to have all kinds of mistakes. Nothing will ever be perfect.
I know, but it strives for perfection. It doesn't try to make you perfect. It tries to make as perfect as things.
I think what it does is it smooths it out. Like when we talk about just let's say you talk about 100 in a restaurant chain, and you talk about back office software, maybe a labor tool or labor's a good example. So I have to schedule, and of my 100 locations, I have two in my whole chain where I have two rock stars. Like these guys know their schedules inside and out. They can draw them in their sleep. They hit their numbers spot on every freaking time. They are the go-to, like, wow, why can't everybody be just like them, right? Okay. Then you got the other 98. Of the 98, let's say half or maybe 25% less effective as the top two, okay? And then let's say the rest of the chain drops another 25% on effectiveness or some version of declining numbers there, right?
Yeah.
So now in a basic world, before we already talked about AI, but it's more machine learning is what they call it, right? So what it does, it says, well, I have these two rock stars here, and I'd love to have them everywhere, but I don't. But I have a piece of software that if I run it and it looks at the data and understands the workflow and my P mix and all the other variables of my business, it's going to spit with a good forecast. It'll spit out a pretty good schedule.
Yep.
And it smooths it for the whole business. I might not have a rock star everywhere, but these things will increase the performance because they don't have to have the thinkitude, great word, to develop the schedule or the knowledge or the wisdom, right, to do it. And so I think we'll get more of those benefits where, AI will cover some of this, but there's also in the middle of all of this are people. And so if we layer on all these tools to squeeze and optimize and juice and get one more little bit, eventually people are like, screw this. I am not a robot.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Wasn't there a rebuttal in some of the movies?
Yeah, a little bit. Now I saw a thing in China where they have people wearing AI as wearable on assembly lines. It helps augment the workers, right? Okay, I'm doing this. It tells them you have a complete thing. You can move it on. It understands from computer vision that you did your right job, right? It should be an augmentation, not a replacement. And if it does replace, it should replace something that is inane, mundane that you just don't want to do. Sorting cans, right?
But,
Uh,
but let's say, here, throw this at you back.
yeah.
Because I agree with you. How far? Ideally, AI, in the sense, at the path it's growing, is ideally built to be perfect, create perfection, right? It's built to be perfect, right? It's built to write perfect
Again,
emails.
I will not agree with anything being built to be perfect. I would say we'll have a better grasp of things,
But there's no way that it's
it
said
is
that.
built by imperfect beings.
Okay, well, yeah, but
So an
it's
imperfect
now.
being cannot create a perfect thing. Let's first off start with that thesis.
I know. Okay, I agree with that too. But is it possible that that
The
machine
AI
now
can
will
make a
create it?
perfect thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's starting to
Oh,
create its own thing
well,
that's
they
going to
are.
be
They are. I mean,
perfect.
there's AIs that are creating software. They're creating
Absolutely,
software
they're creating
kiosks.
their own stuff.
No, entire software solutions that took months and years for teams to do. It's making it like I said, a kiosk in 3 months.
I know, but
Perfectly usable.
so if it's striving for perfection,
Mm-hmm.
is there a time that everything will just be perfect? 100 years from now?
Um, well, if that's the case,
But I'm
and
just saying. I'm just saying.
if the safeguards are removed, we won't be here
Exactly. But I'm just saying.
because we are the flaw in the system if everything's
That's what
perfect.
I'm saying. Because when you look at restaurants, when I always talk with restaurants, say, where the air in restaurants is not the
Yeah,
food, it's not the menu, it's not the systems, it's the human.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
human element,
Well,
right? That,
there's something else. We worked in corporate America quite a bit, and you probably know this one. So we have an employee, and that employee is not really doing so good. His attitude's kind of crap. He's got maybe 8 or 9 things that he is responsible for, right? And as his leader, you see him, well, wow, let's take a little bit of something off his plate and we'll give it to somebody else and maybe he'll be
yeah.
okay. Okay. And then a couple of weeks go by, maybe a couple of months or whatever that span of time is, and we see that the behavior hasn't changed and we're starting to realize that he's not real happy with his role. And so we take another thing off his plate and give it to somebody else and say, hey, you don't have to do that anymore. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now let's go a couple more months. The pattern persists, and we keep subtracting things from his plate, and ultimately he only has 1 or 2 things left.
Happens a lot.
It's a great analogy for humanity. So we have AI that are taking things off our plate that we don't want. Eventually, there's really nothing left for us except for whatever we happen to be doing. If it's taking all these things off our plate, like that employee, one day that employee has no job because we've taken everything away from him.
Yeah. And
Right? That's how you work somebody out of an organization.
Well, see, that's what a lot of people are worried about is that elimination, right? That take things away and, this machine can do it more efficient, or this bot or AI can do it cost effective. We're
Yeah, but
seeing
there's
it
also
now.
worst case scenario thinking too, right? So if you're looking on the bright side, we have enablement, we have tools that will support us, we can live a better quality of life, we can do things that aren't so mundane and enjoy more free time if it does it for us, with making the same profits. The only problem is people believe you got to squeeze no matter how good the tools are. So if your people are happy and they seem to have a little bit extra time in their hand, you want to fill it with more stuff.
Well,
That's just human nature.
that's human nature. That's the corporate world is like that as well, right? So it is, and it's fine for what it is. It happens that way, but I do think when you look at the industry right now, we are going to come through. Like, we look at it as this model of evolution, in a sense, where you're in the storming phase, or it's the phase right now of understanding, trying to figure this out. I call it the dance, where we're stepping on toes right now in the dance, and we don't really know. We haven't figured out the dance moves and how we can make it just beautifully. We're in that phase right now. So that's why we're seeing a lot of startups. We're seeing VCs invest in AI. We're seeing this chaos stuff of going on.
Have you heard the recruiting fees that they're paying at Zuckerberg's paying out like $100 million bonuses and shit? Like crazy big.
Yeah, they're doing some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, they're making power moves. You know, it also is like
see the investment in real estate that they're buying as well, and the buildings they're buying, and the investment isn't. They're not building that for just it's going to be around for a couple of years.
Yeah,
it's forever, right? I think it's forever. So, I think you can look at it both ways, optimistic or not. And I'm optimistic that it will do a lot of good. I'm sure we'll go through the paths just like we did with social media, where we saw it as good, but then there was some evil through it and all these other things, and we sooner or later navigate through it. I think that's the beautiful part of it. We'll navigate and figure this thing out.
Yeah, I mean, but then the thing about excess is it's excess, and so at some point you find balance. It's like being a kid; you just burn yourself out with sugar. You're fat, bloated. You got tummy ache. Oh, I'm not gonna do so much of that. I think the other thing too, like at the turn of the century, there was a tall tale about John Henry. Are you familiar with it?
No.
So there's a song. It's about John Henry. He was a steel driving man, and
Yeah,
turn of
I
the
know this
century,
song.
the steam engine came out, or the steam drill.
Yeah.
And the story goes that he worked. He had a contest between him and that steam drill side by side, and he beat the steam drill, but he died on the spot. Right? And that's a kind of interesting modern analogy where people that are trying saying, but that steam drill was actually there to help him. And it was his pride that said, it's not going to beat me. And instead of fighting against it, if he stood next to it and helped it and did what he had to, he would have had an easier day and still got through the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I think there's different ways to look at the technology, right?
It's the resistance. And that's where, like what we say with the people that we work with is just lean into it. Lean and learn. Lean and learn. Lean into it and learn a little bit about it. It doesn't get so scary. Yeah. And for operators, we get them to use ChatGPT. We get them starting it. And it really does good. Like we see people go, oh, I love this. Or I talked to one of my coaches today, and he's like, man, thank you, Jay, so much. Or
are you talking to yours yet? Have we done this? Have we talked about talking to your chat?
Yeah.
Have I shown you, like you actually just interact with it? You're not typing anything. It's just your buddy.
I call it Al. So it's Al.
Yeah.
Right. So we teach people to all put Al up on their phones, and we have a name. We get them to name their own and all these different things so that you use that as a system. So that is a big part, but I find that gets them comfortable about it because and it is a hot subject in our classes.
Oh, I'm sure.
We bring it up and people get resistance or they get scared of it. So we try to get it so they understand that it's something to work with and use as a resource.
Yeah.
So we see that right now in the industry. That's a big part right now. I think social media right now, with the AI influence, and we were seeing
talk about noisy. That's noisy, right? Like you see, I can do 50 posts a day, and I can Like I was looking at this thing said make 1,900 calls a day, like on a dial. Like all this shit is just piling and pouring in. It is just a river of vomitous manufactured crap that nobody gives a crap about.
Well, that's the problem, though. But that's the problem. You're bang on, Ben.
Well, I agree.
You go through this stuff. Now, I was just looking at TikTok this afternoon, just looking at because one of my coaches are going on that. But I was looking at it, and it's like AI. Oh, there's a real one. AI.
Yeah.
Oh, real. Yeah. It wasn't like that 6 months ago. And now it's shifting into that.
People used to not have a talent to write, and so now we can get a facsimile of a reasonable, cogent thought out, and so everybody's creating content now.
You needed a movie studio to make a movie, or a TV, or a clip. Right now, you don't need anything. You need a couple things and good prompts. But the crazy part is you do look at the engagement level on those; they're high right now. So I don't know if that's the generation that's going to be like, I don't care if it's AI or not, or if it's going to be our generations are like, same thing. Nope, it's got to be a real person for me to like it, right? Like I find all this stuff so fascinating because it's really how the culture shifts and how we navigate through and how we build businesses or how we execute our businesses is really around these kind of things. When you look at But I find it so fascinating right now because it's still not there, but it's pretty good, as we say, to justify the little in the videos and the posts and stuff like this, which is normal. But I do see us getting to a point where I think social media is going to have to make a decision. Either you want AI, you're going to know, like you're going to have to be like Instagram, I think does.
Well, here, let's talk about that real quick. So I ran into something today. I thought it was a really useful article. Okay. I found it on Buffer. New thing that popped up on my screen today. I was like, oh, I dipped in, took a look. And it was all about the best formats to post on different social. like what works best on each one. And everybody's trying to crack that code. And I thought those were really interesting ones. So let's play a little trivia game here.
Okay.
What is the best content to post on TikTok?
Give me the profile.
Your options are picture, text, or video.
Video.
Spot on. Yes. All right. Next. Best content to post on Instagram. Carousel, images, or reels?
Reels?
Reels by far. Yeah. You know your stuff. All right. Reels led the way on Instagram, pulling in 39% more reach than carousels and a huge 122% more than single image posts.
Yeah.
Right.
I call them.
And actually, let me give you the data that was on TikTok. For the TikTok part, it said videos claimed the top spot, earning 18% more views in text posts and 7% more than photos or carousels.
Yeah.
And then pictures and carousels held their own with 10.5% more views than text posts, and text posts came in last, attracted the fewest overall. All right. So now let's go to Facebook. What do you think is sparking on Facebook? So we got links, we got pictures, we got text, and we got video. I need to have like the Jeopardy song.
Yeah, I know, but it's a tough one. Facebook.
Yeah, it is
messed up, man.
Yeah. What is it though? Take your swing. You gotta take a swing.
So you got pictures? Do we have pictures?
You got links, pictures, text, videos.
Pictures?
Bing, bing, bing. You're batting 1,000 here. Everybody, this guy's on a streak. He just had a hat trick. All right. So, and the data says your pictures are the best. Yeah. Well, so pictures took first place for engagement on Facebook, earning 35% more engagement than text posts and nearly 44% more than videos. Text posts followed in with about 6.7% more engagement than videos, more engagement than videos. And videos landed third place, but they still saw about 58% more than posts with just links. Interesting.
So if you look at the generations, then when you look at the generations that are on Facebook, older, Instagram, younger,
yep.
Right? You look at even LinkedIn. What works on LinkedIn? Is it video or pictures?
We're going to come up to that. So the next one is Threads, which I don't even. Is that the new Facebook thing? What's Threads? Yeah, I'm saying all the young people love it. So we have your choices: video, pictures, links, or text. Which one was the king?
I think you're gonna have to go to video.
That is your first slight miss. That's your second place. Video is second to what?
Pictures.
That's right. So in that, pictures claim first place for engagement on Threads, earning 0.6% more engagement. Very narrow margin. More engagement than videos, 37% more than posts, and 60% more than text posts. And videos came in closely in second with 36% more engagement than posts, and with posts with links, and 59% more than text posts. All right, here we go. LinkedIn. Everybody should be listening. This is the big one.
Fuck.
I wish I had a survey to send out right now. I wish I knew people were watching. But Dean, do you know this?
Dean, do you know this? Let's see if Dean knows
over there. All right, sorry. Here.
He's still recovering from that bit.
Yeah, the bile is gurgling because he wants to make sure he nails the LinkedIn one because he's made his whole career there. All right, so here we go. Putting you on the spot.
Okay.
I wish I had like a shocker. Like if you got it wrong, hit you. All right. So the question is: best content to post on LinkedIn based on analyzing 1 million social media posts sent through Buffer. Is it A, carousels, B, links, C, pictures, D, texts, and then E, video?
I'm gonna say video.
Wrong.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wrong.
Really?
Give me your second guess.
Links.
Wrong.
Shit. Serious?
Give me your next guess.
Pictures?
Wrong.
Shit.
Give me your next guess.
What was that? I thought I lost you after those two.
You had links and you had carousels.
Carousels then.
Carousels was number one.
Well, define what the carousel is. That is an article.
So, and candidly, I don't know. If I'm being honest with everybody, I just
no, it's true though.
Yeah.
No. Well, see here, I'm going to justify my wrong.
Yeah, so it says here, carousel document posts.
Yeah, see,
278% more engagement than video. 303 more percent engagement than images, and a massive 596 more percent more than text.
Yeah. So here's why that works. Here's how I totally agree with that. There's a gentleman, and I forget his name. He's a marketing genius out of Toronto. He puts a carousel, which is a document, right? That's what they define on LinkedIn as a document. It's going to the bottom channel. It's the very far right. You have to put up, it loads up PDFs. Okay. So it's a PDF. You have to create your products into a PDF model.
Okay.
So recently we have this magazine coming out this fall called the Restaurant Magazine. And I created a magazine cover. And then I put
a lot of magazine covers, by the way. I noticed you.
Oh, yeah. It's called Building the Brand. Is that 43?
Takes one to know one. Go.
Yeah, exactly. 43 pages of guests we've had on the show, right? So I did this big thing.
Yeah, I saw that. It was awesome. You didn't name me because I'm a host now.
We did that after, and I sat back and I'm like,
what a dick. I wasn't even a guest.
Do I put Beck in there?
Yeah, I was your guest before I was your co-host.
I know, but I don't know if that's a rule.
Anyways, go ahead, finish your thought.
But I tagged you in because you're kind of like you and Dominic don't classify. You're on the other side of the mic. But we did have you on before. I missed about a year and a half in there. Sorry, I missed about a year and a half. Seriously, I did.
So that was even shy. That wasn't even your whole.
No, that's about a year and a half. That's honestly, I missed a year and a half because I actually used AI to pull out all those people out of.
See, perfect. Did not happen.
No, but here's the thing though. It pulled it out of this show, but my previous shows under a different brand, there's a year and a half in there that I have to go to YouTube to pull them out because they're all up in YouTube there. Because I closed down that old podcast, which is probably not a good idea. But I closed it down when I left that show, when we closed that show out. Anyways, there's a year and a half about missing out of there. So it's probably another 300 people that are missing out of that list. Anyways, that list is built in, that magazine, that list is built into a PDF. And I was looking at it. We posted it a couple days ago. And I think you see the traction on it just going through the roof.
Really?
And I do remember the gentleman that does the same kind of documents, like these PDF documents.
Yeah.
He's a marketing genius. I absolutely I cannot wait to see his posted that good. He talks about branding and marketing, and he's out of Toronto, and just phenomenal content. He puts it into a PDF every time. And I sit there and I flip that PDF like a book and I read the content in it. And I sat there and I'm like, I just spent 10 minutes on this guy's link. No wonder his impressions go up through the roof.
Yeah.
He's viral in a way almost. So I do agree with that. And I do agree. I do agree with the videos, not necessarily.
I got one last stop to make on this data tour, by the way.
But I just by this, I do think there is, I'll tell you the one thing I don't like, and everyone knows this from 2 shows ago. And you weren't on that show, Beck. You had your anniversary.
You didn't like that guest? I heard he was great.
No.
I know.
Anyways, there's a show recently that I got a little cranky about LinkedIn, and it was about golf course pictures.
I like golf course pictures.
I love golf courses and I love golf course pictures. But
okay.
I cannot stand people that are at work at a golf course tournament taking a picture of themselves at a golf course. I can't handle that. It's like, look at me, I'm at a golf course. My arm around.
Are there other people with them while they're taking the picture?
Well, it's like 4 guys,
What's wrong with that? We had a day out of the links.
I know, but that's not LinkedIn. That's Facebook or Instagram. LinkedIn.
I don't know if you just got done writing $1 million deal on the course, so you took your team out. I think that's all. See, the thing I have an opinion on this, right? Because there is no work-life balance. That is a myth. Work-life balance is a fucking myth. It does not exist.
I agree.
It is life and it is balance, and that's all you got. Right. And so we spend more time working than we do in any other part of our lives.
Oh, we can get into that.
I know.
Eric had that talk yesterday.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. No. I fully agree. I believe It's all balance. That's all.
Yeah,
it is.
and then for someone like us to say, yeah, you're out there taking pictures on the golf course. Who the fuck's gonna be out there taking pictures on the golf course? You and me will be out there doing that.
I don't have a problem with pictures of that. I've done a few myself.
Okay, so what was the gree-gree?
Don't like it on LinkedIn.
They don't put it on LinkedIn.
Crazy. Don't put it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, so you're LinkedIn Nazing is what you're doing.
Yeah, like I just
okay.
Like because I feel LinkedIn
slippery slope, my guy. Slippery slope.
I know, but I believe it's an area where we have to learn and share content, ideas, businesses, what's going on, with
sure,
self-development, all those different things. The other stuff is the entertainment maybe side or the fun. I get it.
Well, everything does have its place, right? But I also think that some well-placed some strategic humanization of your people, right?
Maybe it's more we need that. Maybe we need more of it. Maybe we need more of it on LinkedIn.
I don't know. We were flooded with garbage anyways. Who's going to notice? If you like what you like, you're going to see what you want to see.
So what's the post that drives you nuts?
All right, the last one.
I want this before we go last.
What platform did I not call out?
Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok.
You did LinkedIn.
Reels, Threads.
Well, there's Snapchat.
Yeah, I don't think that's practical. No, like we're talking mainstream.
I have a lot of restaurateurs using Snapchat.
The big ones.
YouTube.
Boy, they sure have fallen. Twitter X.
Oh,
you're not really putting. You don't really have a. You know what we put on YouTube? Videos. So what does better on YouTube? Videos or videos? Shorts, I guess you could delineate that too, right? But anyways, no, it was Twitter or X.
Okay.
Right?
Twitter account.
Yeah. And so the question is,
go
based on the analysis, 1 million social media posts sent through Buffer, media engagement rate by day of the week, text, video, picture, link, or retwizzle.
I'm going to say text.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so text on that one, it was the number one. Text posts saw 30% more engagement, 37% more than pictures, 53% more than link posts, and 113% more than your tired-ass retweets of somebody else's thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah. That's really interesting. I'd like to do this kind of segment on the regular, bring up some cool data.
It's I love it. But do you have a TikTok account?
I do, and I think the only time I've used is when I'm stream live. I just pump it to that. Right now, I'm for myself. I'm trying to crack the code of do it once and have it split out to everything. That's really what I'm trying to do now.
Is that a good move? Because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
When I do my stream now, it goes to YouTube, it goes to LinkedIn, it goes to Twitter, and it goes to, I think it doesn't go to Instagram. There's there goes one other stop. But all that happens concurrently. Facebook. Yeah.
I wonder if we should try to push more on Twitter.
It's where the young people are.
I don't know. They're
doing their dance.
It's sad because when we stream on StreamYard here, I do have my TikTok up there.
Yeah.
I mean, my Twitter. I never use it.
I've never tweeted once.
No.
I think I've like read a tweet because I ran into one. I've had it, but I never got into the Twitter thing. I didn't care about hearing from a celebrity or what they thought or have them interact with my. I didn't give a crap. I didn't get it.
I'm looking at one here back on March 13th. I did
a tweet.
What'd
you twit?
I twit.
Yeah, I like the name Twitter.
It's one of my newsletters. Actually, I was twitting about
what year?
This year, March 13th.
Oh, okay. So your recent twit.
No, it's not that recent, but yeah, it's the closest one.
Yeah.
I tweeted about going to LinkedIn to read my newsletter. So, touche. Anyways,
yeah. If you go back to I have a lot of cringy content though.
So I do. I want to ask you this question. What's the post that bugs you? You see it on LinkedIn, you're like, oh my god.
You know what
Other,
used to be my
other than my stuff,
you know
other
what
than my
used to bug me was the guy that would do the it doesn't bother me anymore. I don't even know why I had a problem with it, but it was people that had their iPod
your
earbuds
phone.
in
Oh
that would
shit!
do
Yeah.
content, and they were just
Oh.
doing this thing, and the earbuds. It made me nuts. I'm like,
Oh
take them out.
yeah. Yeah. And they
Take
were
them
like
out. You're
not.
giving a whole thing. You got your earbuds in, like, and I know you're just talking to your phone. Like, that bothered me. I don't know why. And I was a dick to a couple people, and I felt really bad afterwards. And I had no standing. It was just stupid. The
Oh
things that bother me, it's not so much the post. Like, I mean, I think about this is the thing that bothers
ads.
everybody is the unceremonious. Let me sell you some crap
Yep.
connection. Not
Yep.
hi, not how you
Oh,
doing. None of
oh,
that
oh,
stuff.
oh,
Right
like
in
in
and
the
oh my god, I
messages when
thought I
they
had
email
somebody
you?
that actually wanted to talk to me. Right?
Yeah, when they message you? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
There's not
Yes.
enough blocks out there.
There's
I mean,
there's
God
not
bless them.
enough.
They're trying to drum up business too, but
You know
it's
what I
tone
always
deaf.
say is, yeah, hey, I love the effort. Just no.
Yeah.
Because I get a lot through the company that I work for. People are trying to go through me to get to them.
Of
And it's usually a big
course.
grant and delete. And it's just
Yeah.
like, please no. That's
Now,
why I
little do they
really
know if they actually just said, "Hey, thanks for connecting." A week or so later,
well,
like on
that's
some stuff
happened
and
too,
say,
Beck.
"Hey, up."
Yeah, that's happened too a few times where people will do that, where they butter you up really good, and then
Well,
they
at least
pull the
they have at least some form of technique. I mean, God, if they had sex, how do they have that? Like they're at the bar, like,
no,
"Let's go!" Like, no, you gotta woo
oh
them.
no, there's some good ones out there. They'll get you into meetings and shit, and then
Yeah,
all of a
that's
sudden they're like, "So do you think you can hook me up?" I'm like, "No, forget it. Sorry,
yeah. Well,
nice." I've had that happen a
there's
few
always
times.
that moment where you're hanging out with somebody and you thought it was something. Oh shit, really? God damn it.
So what's the trick? So you
Yeah.
want my trick? You know how I get rid of them?
Is it this one?
No, exactly. No, it's not the thumb. That's a good one though. Here's how I get rid of a lot of people. And here's a trick. So when someone will come to me to
Raucous
like,
gas.
it would be like, okay, here's this
Okay.
and that, and they give you this big, beautiful, the soap docs or the whatever the rant of what they're doing. I always say, perfect. Send me a proposal with all the information into it, and then I'll look at and review it. 99.9% of the time, no proposals. It gets rid of them. Slippity doo. Gone. I've had one slip through.
Yeah.
So what one would be like, I'd be like, okay, well then guess they're legit. But when you say, okay, I can't do anything without a proposal, send me a proposal. And like seriously,
Well, if they're
gone.
legit, they go, okay, let's have a discovery call. Let's figure out what you want.
Exactly,
Yeah, I know.
exactly. It
Yeah.
gets rid of them instantly, instantly. If you get into, if I haven't archived you or deleted you because of your trying to get through to me,
Yeah.
but I do find the ads on LinkedIn. There's some ads in there still, and God,
Have you ever
God love
bumped
them.
your posts? Have you ever bumped?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I don't do on my mine any like I have, let's say a handful of times on my own in the past. With the when I was
Well, you
doing the
work with
meet
somebody who has a budget. That's different.
when I had a media company,
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
putting about, well, I was spending, do you know how much money I spent a month in YouTube? $7,000 a month on YouTube. And that's when I hit 3 or 4 million that year. But that's how much it was because YouTube sucks you in. And that's why I always say is people watch YouTube because you look at those big
Yeah.
numbers on those YouTube and you can always tell people, especially in our industry, because we're so true and honest, is that you'll get into like for instance, look at Mr. Beast. Love Mr. Beast, but look at those numbers and they'll say 4 million people watch this video. Where is my question?
Mm.
Because Beck, I played this. I'm telling all people I'm transparent. You can tag cities like that has huge populations. So Mexico City or
Sure.
somewhere over in India, all these different places. You can tag where your image or your video goes up into those huge cities and
Oh, okay. So you have a different
your
population
numbers.
density you can focus
Yeah.
on. Is
You
it done in
do.
a
So,
radius like that? Is that how it works? The same
yeah.
geographic?
So and
Interesting.
you get to tag certain amount of cities. I believe I don't know if it's a limit or whatever. Anyways, here's what I would do. So I'm in Canada, right?
Do you
So
have cities
how
in Canada?
they're not as big as your cities. So there's a few, but so you wouldn't tag because what you're doing is you look at your density, right? Your
Yeah.
population density. So I would tag New York, LA, Houston, right? Miami, and then I would go to
That's where all the
Mexico,
nukes are pointed too. Very weird. Okay, keep going.
Mexico City, and then I'd go over to France,
Oh,
London, all these big cities. I would
uh-huh.
tag them in. So when my boost, so I would do a dollar amount of boost, whatever CPM, whatever
That's
those
clicks per
click
minute
per
for
mile,
all that
or
don't know.
yeah, some people click per minute, some go click per mile. We would put them in there, and then,
I got it totally wrong. Yeah,
and
actually,
then
my
you
apologies.
could
You're
literally
a moron.
hit refresh, and it would be jumping like 1,000 refresh, which would go
Really?
to, oh yeah, it was insane. So then you would get, I think one of our, like, we did 3 million views that year, 3 or 4 million views that year. But you didn't get the plaque. I don't have the plaque
Right.
because
It wasn't
probably
organic or what?
2,999,000 were probably all paid, right?
Wow.
So you have to look at your organic versus your paid.
Mm.
So, but we were dropping that much money every month because we were doing one podcast video show a day, right?
Wow.
So we were doing that. That's why that list is so big, Beck, because I was doing one
Well,
show a
yeah,
week.
I can tell you're doing 300 people a year. That's a pretty good clip. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I
Yeah.
was doing,
Yeah.
and some days it would be 2 shows. Some Fridays we would run 3 shows on Fridays,
Yeah.
right? So that's why that list is so big. It's not because I, was trying to dream up different things. It was because we were doing like Monday to Friday. The first year we did 2 shows a day. So we did an AM show and an afternoon show. And then we would do Fridays. We called them Influencer Fridays, which I would
Okay.
do 3 or 4 back-to-back 20-minute shows. So they were smaller clips. And then we
Right.
brought in chefs and we did sampling of food, and they would do a good, great, or wow rating.
Mhm.
Like Dave, what's it called? The pizza dude? Dave does,
Yep.
Potnoy does. So we did good, great, or wow, and they would rate products, and then it grew our connection to the industry really well. Anyways, so when you look at that, there's tricks to that. So when you look at YouTube and you ask and you see those big numbers, YouTube doesn't tell you where those numbers come from, because that would kill a lot of these influencers. That's why when we train restaurants and we go to restaurants and say, don't look at the vanity numbers because you can buy them for $29.99. Go to Social Path, I think it's called. That will get you your overall growth numbers on your followers. And then you want video views, drop a few $100, tag Mexico, tag Mexico City, New York, whatever it is, and you will literally grow those numbers. That's why when you look at and you're going to go get an influencer or a social media person, it's not the vanity numbers, it's not the followers. It's more or less their strategy plan and what they're going to do day by day with your social feeds. So we teach that, but it's interesting because I've been through that. I've seen what those money, and Beck, you sit back and you're just like, whoa, right? And then here's another. You want one more trick? I'll give you.
All right.
Okay, I'm giving all my secret sauce here. Is that so when you do a show? So for instance, we do this show. Okay, so let's say we do this show right now, and we can go into. This is a really good one though. You go into Facebook. Okay. So you
Okay.
have your choices of Facebook, LinkedIn, and all those other things.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you have, so then what you do is you put your show up on here, and on this screen, you would have Facebook, your feed on Facebook. Okay.
Okay.
So when you're on here, okay, we hit play and we're on the show like we are right now. Dean sees us, but
Yep.
we are now streaming over to our Facebook Live channel. Okay.
Right.
It's Facebook Live. What you do is you go into Facebook now, and there's a share button in the corner. You share, but prior to that, you go join all the public Facebook pages for chefs and restaurateurs that are in the hundreds of thousands.
Mm.
Okay. So you go over and that's what you do the day
Right.
before.
You're gathering your inventory, getting all
Yeah,
going.
it's usually at 24 hours because there's and Facebook indicates.
Well, aren't you already members of those at some point? You just have this tribe?
Yeah. You do that
All right.
before, right? Because
Sure,
some of them are
sure.
public.
It's one and done. Each one you have to get
Yeah,
over. Yeah.
most are gate kept now, but there's still public ones. There's like, Chefs of America or something like that, and there's 300,000 people
Sure.
that join that group. So what you do is when you're live on here and you get your Facebook over there, and You see the video come up there. It's yourself and your guest, and you say, "Oh, this is kind of cool."
Yeah.
You hit share, and then you tag. You find that group in the group setting on Facebook, and you drop that video into that group now of 300,000 chefs or restaurateurs. You want to see your numbers go through the roof?
Really?
Try that little fancy tricky poo, and you will go.
Your numbers. Knowledge. I think it's one of the best episodes we've done. It's like dropping some knowledge bombs. And by the way, your 20 minutes sucked. We are now at an hour and 4.
So sorry, I talk this stuff. I teach this and talk about this all the time. So you watch that number, you can literally watch. Hey, we had 5,000 people watch this right now. Oh, it's 3,000, it's 5,000, 10,000. Like you can see the numbers like this. It's on Facebook, and it is what it is. Now you can then finish a show. You're like, wow, that was really cool. We were in that one group, and because you can do that multiple times. I think it's up to 10 groups. You can drop that video in during your show. Okay. So you could be reaching, like we would reach 2 million people an episode back. Like it was just insane on Facebook. Okay. So we would report back. I would report back. Okay. This episode, we did this on Facebook. We did this on Instagram, all these different things, but we reached 3 million people that episode. Like there's all these tricks and stuff you can do. Here's the other trick. Okay. So when you finish the show, you download the show, you upload the show, you can do this also here on LinkedIn, and you can do this on Facebook. So on LinkedIn, it's a little bit more trickier on LinkedIn because 90% or 99% of the LinkedIn group chats are gatekept. Okay. Meaning because LinkedIn really wants you to control your groups in a sense. So I have like 6 other groups I run, and I have one group there. It's called Restaurant Masterminds, I think it is. Anyways, we got about 1,200 people over there. That one is gate kept. Like you can try to get in, and I'll look and go, if you're trying to sell shit in there, I'll let you in. Anyways, when you post your video, so you go and run that video now, because you're over 59 minutes, I forget what it is for LinkedIn, but you can't run long videos on LinkedIn. But on Facebook, you can. Okay. So you drop your video on Facebook, and then you share your video into those groups. You will watch your overall brand equity go through the roof instantly. So that's why, like I ran the stats this morning. Right now, Canada's Restaurant Guy, we're reaching between 180 to 200,000 people a month now. That's the stats. Wow. So, and that's because those tactics that we did out there, because I do believe all social channels work in sequence in a way. They support each other. It's all about your brand growth. It doesn't matter if you're building up here or there or whatever. It's all going to sooner or later, because most people that's what I did. I ran in ChatGPT and I said, how many, like, what are we hitting? Blah, blah, blah. And it said, you're roughly around 180 to 200,000 or whatever it was. I was like, all right. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but chat said it. So I'm going to go with it. So, right. But that's the trick now on when you do your social clips, like let's say you do your gems, we call them gems, podcast, and you do your clips and stuff like this. Drop those clips in your own feed, your own business, but then go and drop a couple in groups that you want to connect with. And if you're really good and you're good with that group owner, like you butter them up a little, they will then accept and drop your video in there, right? But make sure there's a tag back to your channel. In the message body, right? So you're tagging back in there, so then when people watch it, they click on you and it drives them to your channel now, right? So I have a couple channels that I belong to. I don't own them, but I'm starting to drop my feed in there, and it is increasing my impressions through the roof.
Oh, well, then you're adding value to the channel. You're not spamming it. Different.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
We have to land this plane, Jay. I do have to get on with my night.
No, but so I could talk about we'll continue this next week.
I know, this will be a good one. Next time Dolly doesn't show up, we will continue this event.
So we'll talk more about social and stuff like this. But this is the stuff that when you see restaurants out there, the best thing I have to say is don't believe everything you see or hear from people out there trying to take your money when it comes to social, because there is so many tricks out there. And the tricks are getting more sophisticated in a sense, and it truly is. And I always say this, You want an 18-year-old being your brand person, your KPI, your key person of influence, or do you want to be yourself?
Yeah.
And I always recommend people be their own self. So, anyways,
All right.
it's
Before
been
we end, though, I got my restaurant dad joke I want to tell real
Oh,
quick.
yes. Okay, here we go. Wrap
Are you
up.
ready? All right. What do you call a nosy pepper?
I have no idea.
Jalapeno business.
There you go. Well, back.
And we just lost Dean. Sorry, Dean.
Yeah, Dean. Dean's been blessed.
It's terrible. It's so bad.
Watch all these people then go to Facebook tonight and sort of
Yep.
upload all these groups. Anyways, back. It's been a slice. Everyone else, thanks again for listening tonight. Hope you took something from it. We got more of this. We can talk. I can talk till freaking 2 years.
I know, and I gotta go. I love you, brother.
Go.
We're both bad. We know this. The people that know us know it's hard to get off the phone, and two of us together is the quickening of a never-ending story.
This is when we needed Silky Smooth to keep us grounded.
Yes, he is the one that says, "I'm done." Mike has dropped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Back. Have a good evening. Everyone else.
Brother,
cheers.
thank you. And everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. It's always great to be here. And we're going to be back on Tuesday next week.
Silky Smooth.
Tune in.